See, when you make a post, or like let's say you record a song, or you write a poem, or you write a book, or you make a vlog, that actually becomes an asset, right? It becomes an asset. And when you have a lot of assets, then you no longer have to work, because the assets do the work for you. The Zodiac killer wore a hood over his head. Under the hood, there was actually a mask. So that way you really would not know who he was if you grabbed the hood and removed it from his head. He had 2 slits on the hood so he could see out of. It was very hard to operate. And then he had a bullseye with a circle around it, or a cross with a circle around it, as a symbol for the Zodiac. He would target young couples and walk up to them and just simply start shooting. Sometimes he'd tie them up and make them do weird things. And in some cases, he tied them up and made them say weird things. And then he executed them. In many cases, the Zodiac would write a single paragraph to the San Francisco Chronicle. Sometimes a couple pages. But it was all done in a cipher. Code. Spoken. Well, he didn't speak in code. He kind of spoke in code, but he wrote in code. These different symbols. And then he always left the Zodiac sign as like a signature. Fincher made a movie. His name is, I believe, David Fincher. Same guy that did Social Network. He made a movie called Zodiac with Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal. I've been on set with Jake Gyllenhaal. I've seen him work on set. He's pretty method. And the movie was very good. It is a very good movie. It kind of, in a way, just simply presented the killer rather than, getting all Silence of the Lambs kind of thing, which I think is more creepy than Silence of the Lambs by far. Because you can hear the birds chirping, you can hear the wind blowing, they're at a picnic, and I'd have to go back and remember if there's any kind of soundtrack that comes up, before the killing. I think it does. I remember hearing it now, like violin music or something. But the fact that he just walks up and starts talking in this kind of muffled voice is very frightening, because it's very incompassionate. Kind of like if someone cut you off on the road and just let you die, kind of thing, without using their blinker. Just kind of walked up, said a few things to him, and just killed him. I think one of the guys, one of the victims actually lived. Someone's freaking out or something. I don't know. One of the guys actually lived, and I think the woman. I'd have to do research on if the woman died or the guy died. One of them lived because they were a witness to it. And they said he talked in like a muffled voice. He was well disguised. He tied them up and stuff by the picnic basket and everything, right there where they were having lunch in the middle of the day. Just walked up and did it. Not a lot of people were around in that area of California. He'd find areas where lovers would go to kind of camp, where they'd go to kind of hide from the world, and he'd invade that area. Now, the first killing, I think, happened in a car, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not for sure. I'd have to do research on it. I know for sure one happened like at a picnic area in California, and then one happened in a car. He did kill a cab driver too. A cab driver was killed, and he did get on the media, so he was on the news. And the San Francisco Chronicle was very familiar with him at the time, because he personally contacted them and got to know them through letters. And like I said, he did call, and he was on a news show. The guy said, who is this, that called? And he said, this is the Zodiac speaking. pretty weird, huh? Guy pointing at you. Did you pray today? I guess the Y is missing on it. Seek the Lord while these people have trucks that weigh like 3 tons. Some of those trucks weigh like 10 tons or 5 tons. That's a lot of metal that can crush into you. And they drive like daddy bought him a little toy, right? His daddy bought him a little toy, and a little shovel toy, and go out and play in the dirt all day, the big smile on his face. Then he goes to 7-Eleven and he buys a bunch of beer, probably like 2 cases of beer. He goes through a case of beer a night. He's cutting people off the road because he's a little buzzing right now. He's got his little toy shovel. He likes to go and play in the dirt all day. He's a working man, right? Who cares? He can dig his grave. Any city of your past, Fort Worth is on the other side, is the city of destruction. The city of your destruction.